Well, welcome to today's class. We're going to go over a few things that I do on listing appointments to help me secure the listing and leave no doubt with the seller that I am the right agent for the job of selling their home. So let me just hide some of these things here. Okay. So the first thing you do when you have a listing appointment, and let's pretend again that the listing appointment is for a few days out, okay? You're going to want to do a CMA on this property. But before I even do a CMA, I would like to lay eyes on the property because you never know. Just because, hey, they say the house is uh, in a certain neighborhood and you immediately think, oh, well, I've sold houses in that neighborhood. The price range is going to be this, right? What if it's not what you think it is? Or what if they have destroyed the house? Or what if it's even better than anything you've ever imagined in that neighborhood? These folks have um, over improved on the property. So one of the things I always do is before I go on the actual listing appointment, I'll hand out a pre-listing marketing package. Okay. And one of the things in the pre-listing marketing package that I give them is this checklist. Okay. And don't worry about copying anything down. I'll email it to you. Okay. But the items needed for the listing checklist: copy of deed, copy of most recent school bill, tax bill, um, mortgage information, recent statements. Okay. Average utility bills, key to the property, and any association information if applicable. Okay. Maybe you attach a utility sheet too with this. Okay. So that they can fill it out and it's much easier. But one of the things Tim Costello and I used to do is when we show up to an appointment, we would see this checklist with a stack of paper underneath, and you see the deed and their tax info, and there's a key laying there. You know these folks are ready to go. They're ready to list their house. So it's kind of nice to have a checklist for people, especially those analytical folks that love to itemize everything and go follow a schedule. The other thing in our marketing package that we give out is the actual marketing piece. Talks about us, our company, our photo, our resume, and just little tidbits on pricing, our commitment to our clients, what we'll do, what we won't do, the definition of value. So again, I'm more than happy to share this with you and you can make it your own, or you can use our generic company one. But either way, you need to have something like this so you can give to your client so that they can read ahead of time. Because when you meet with the client, you want to talk about the house, not so much what you've done. By the time you get there, they should already know what you've done, what you're all about, your history, your past, your accomplishments. Okay. So other things that you should include in the package, seller's property disclosure. Again, whether they list with you or any other agent, they're going to have to fill out a seller's property disclosure. And along with that, if it was built before 1978, a lead-based paint. Okay. I also fill out a listing contract as well, and a consumer notice. And in that package, I'll highlight it where they need to sign and leave the price blank. Okay. So before the listing appointment, I always drop one of those off for the clients. And when I drop it off, if they're there, I hand it to them and just say hi, and maybe I get a sneak peek inside the house. Um, if not, at least I can put it in their mailbox or on behind their storm door and get a chance to take a look at the house. And maybe I can see that there's things added to the house, or if you knock on the door and there's 50 dogs barking, just things that you're aware of so you're not surprised when you go to the appointment. One other thing I also do is I take an exterior photo while I'm there. Okay, one nice exterior photo, especially with your camera phone now, they can take really nice photos. Just get one exterior photo and you'll see why in a moment I do that. Okay, so Any questions on that part? Dave,
Yes.
any questions, sir?
So you physically hand them, okay? You don't do it like an email packet.
You can if, let's say, they're in California.
Right, right. Okay,
That personal touch is what
right.
you're going for, and the ability to go see the house. Now, if I email it to somebody in California, I'm definitely going to still go to the house and at least get a front photo and see the house.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, you get the photo, and I know you're going to get to it, but this packet that you're talking about, this is a pre-listing packet. Does it does not include a CMA, or it does?
It does not.
Okay,
Yep. You don't want to give them a CMA yet.
okay.
Let me rephrase that. It depends. Okay. It depends on the situation and your comfort level with that client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, if it all goes back to your pre-qualifying when you ask them, and how much would you list your house for, and how much would you not go below, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on that, because if you're going to go show or go on an appointment and you know the house is going to be right around 400K, but they want 600K, you may want to include the CMA so that they have time to dwell on it. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
pretty close in price and you're competing, I would wait.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So it just depends on the situation, and you just have to make uh, a very educated guess on that one. Okay. But I've done both, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very good question. Shelly, any questions before I go on? You're good? Okay. So the next thing is when I get to the appointment, what am I bringing? Okay. Because now that I've given them my pre-listing package, what am I bringing to the appointment? Okay. One thing I always do before I go to the appointment is come up with some kind of schedule for the client. Okay. And the only way you can come up with a schedule is if you ask the pre-qualifying questions. When do you want to list your house? When do you want to move by? Um, those kinds of questions, because that will give you the answer to what you need to make what I call the schedule for the listing. Okay. Now, we all know that you don't just list a house anymore and then bam, you put it up for sale. There's a whole process that goes into it, especially now with this coming soon period. Okay. I know a lot of agents don't like the coming soon period because fishy things happen between then. All of a sudden, the property is sold. But it can be a very good tool for a seller to get a, how would I say that? Get a kind of like a peek at the market without putting their house on the market. Okay. And what I mean by that is if we put a house coming soon right now in that $250,000 range and it's coming soon for a week and it's in Hampton Township, how many showings do you think will be scheduled, Dave?
It's
When it becomes active?
yeah, it's probably going to be blocked up for several days.
Yeah. Do you think your phone would be pretty busy?
Yes. Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. If the house is worth 250, but you put it on at 400 or even 350, how many phone calls do you think you'll get?
Zip.
Yeah, that's a pretty good gauge for you and your client. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the clients that want to overprice their listing, this is a good way to educate them very quickly, okay, on the market. So, like I said, coming soon can be a very good tool if you utilize it in that manner. Right?
Mm-hmm.
One of those manners. So, this is one of the options there. But I always come up with some kind of schedule for the client, and whether or not you do this is entirely up to you. But again, one of the things I always do is a pre-listing home inspection. Okay, especially if I'm competing against another agent. This option puts me at a little bit of a head start with the client, just because they know that I care enough to do this and to get their house ready. Okay, so pre-listing home inspection, then a little spiel about it, who will do it, what will happen there. Okay, staging consult on this date. Okay, who's going to do it again, how long it'll take, and what can they expect from it. A period for staging, touch-up, and repairs from the pre-listing home inspection and the staging consult gives them time to fix things, okay, and get it ready for the showing. Photos, who's going to do the photos, what they're going to take. Okay. And then an explanation of the coming soon in MLS, no showings. My description of the coming soon is the property will be listed in the MLS system as coming soon up to 21 days before it becomes available for showings. During this coming soon period, no showings will take place. Only real estate agents will have access to the listing and may share it with their potential clients. This is an opportunity to gather feedback from real estate agents regarding the property's price. Okay. And then again, active for showings on that date. So see how they have an outline of everything that needs to be done. And every time I come back after I give one of these out, it's always on their fridge. It's really neat to see that they take it to heart and they actually put it on their fridge, or they'll call me the day before. For example, this client actually called me a week before December 5th, just to make sure that we were still on for the photos. Okay. So again, I'll certainly willing to share it. You can use the verbiage, just change it to the listing, and hopefully that'll help you and your client have some kind of time frame of things that should happen, when they should happen and why they happen. Okay. All right. So that's our schedule for the listing. Now, the other thing I bring to the listing appointment is a postcard already made up. Now, there are a lot of different programs that you can go through to make up postcards. You can do it in Microsoft Publisher. I understand Remax will have a new program that you'll be able to do that as well, kind of similar to our Design Center. Or you can use one of the postcard companies that are always after our business, and you can make postcards there and save the draft. And what I do then is I print that postcard so I have a copy for the client when I go on the listing appointment. And I can say, Mr. Seller, I'm ready to list your house. I have this postcard made up, and here's where that photo I took come into play. Remember, I took the front photo when I was there to drop off the pre-listing package. Now I can insert it into this marketing package. Okay, into this postcard. So along with that, not just the postcard, but I will make up mailing labels all ready to go, whether it is to their local neighbors, the neighbors around them, or to potential buyers. Okay, homes of potential buyers. And what I mean by that, if you will follow me here, here's a house on Adam Lane that we sold 2 years ago now. And it was a $600,000 home. Okay. It's a 2-story, no first floor master, just a normal 2-story in a very traditional neighborhood, similar homes. So who's the most likely buyer for this house at $600K? Probably somebody that already owns a house between 200 to 350, right? Up to 400, somewhere around there, wouldn't you think? Okay. So you can do one of two things. You can do mailers to the neighbors in this neighborhood, or you can find an up and coming neighborhood. For example, this is in Hampton Township, right around the corner here from the office. So maybe I want to do a mailer to the townhomes across the street from us, right? That could be an upcoming neighborhood that somebody living in that townhouse might want to move into this house, right? Same school district. Okay. So what I do is I'll go into the tax record. I know that's Hampton Township. Now, I already know the street addresses or the street names of the townhomes across the street, but if you don't, obviously you can do a search on the map search in Bright and then just write down the street names. Okay. But I know one of them is Galleon. I know another one is Mercury. Same street as ours, Mercury Drive. And that produced 197 matches. Okay. So I'm going to look at these 197 people. Here they are. Okay. Now, if you click on the turquoise button up here next to the tax ID, oops, sorry. Let's try that again. There you go. That highlights all of them, right? And then I'm going to go to print. And right there, do you see mail labels 5160, owner address? I'm going to click print to PDF. There you go. You got all the labels. And I print that and attach it to the postcard. And I tell the client, here you go. It's ready to go. All I got to do is copy it, print it, send it out, put a stamp on it, done. So if you are in competition with another agent, you want to show that you are overly prepared for this. And that's one way to do it. Okay. It's very hard for a client to say no to you when you're ready to go and you've put this much work into it already. Okay. Now, the next step is I do a 30-day marketing plan. Okay. And especially expired listings. What's one of the biggest things that expired listings sellers tell you? They never heard from the other seller or the other agent, right? Their previous list agent. They never heard from them. They didn't know what the heck they did. Okay. Well, Mr. Seller, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing every day for 30 days to show you what I do to get your home sold. Okay. So, and again, I'll send this out to you. But this is my 30-day marketing plan. Okay. And as you can see here, I have down below, it's an Excel spreadsheet. So here's sheet 1 and here's sheet 2. Okay. Let's concentrate on sheet 1 because that's where you enter all the info. So the property address is, what was it? 477 Adam Lane, Mechanicsburg. The school district is Cumberland Valley. Okay. Now, this is a good marketing plan too if you decide to start selling a little further out from where you normally do. Now, what's the biggest thing that we hear right now is there's not enough homes up for sale. There's not enough listings, right? Real estate is still selling. There's just not a lot of homes for sale. Slow inventory. So in order to maintain your numbers, you may have to expand your reach a little bit. Okay. I'm not saying go out to Pittsburgh and start selling houses there, but you may have to drive an extra half hour. Okay. I may have to sell in Lebanon and Lancaster. Okay. To maintain the numbers I've become accustomed to. When you go into those areas, the first thing the seller is going to ask is, well, how do you know you're from Mechanicsburg or you live in Dauphin County? What do you know about Lebanon or Lancaster? And one of the things I did when I created this form, this was years ago, I went on a listing appointment with one of our new agents, and he happened to call a expired listing in Lebanon. And he got the appointment, and we did the comps because we're allowed access, into the MLS and stuff like that. But one of the things we wanted to show the client was that we knew the area. Okay, we were going to have a different approach than his previous agent. And one of our approaches is to try to contact up and coming neighborhoods. Okay, he had a 400K house. We're going to contact people in that 150 to 200K range. So we went into the MLS and looked for up and coming neighborhoods in that area. So here's how you do it. Okay. We're going to go back into Bright MLS. Okay. We're going to do a search. And we know that the house on Adam Lane is in Cumberland Valley Schools, right? Doesn't matter, pending, closed in past year. Could be expired, it could be temporary off market withdrawals, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not looking for comps, we're looking for neighborhoods, okay? And we want homes. So what did we say on Adam Lane here, Jim? Most likely buyer is going to be in that 250 to 400K already, right?
Right.
So we got 346 matches. It's pretty good.
You're looking for people that want to upgrade, in other words.
Right. So
Right.
Here we go. Here's all the houses, okay? And I'm going to go through these listings. And what I'm looking for is subdivisions. Okay, so this house is in a subdivision. Now here's one, Good Hope Terrace. So what do? I write down Good Hope Terrace. Okay. Next one, Creek Bank. Well, I know this is a 55 plus community, so you're not going to move from there into a 2-story house. So I'll skip that. This says Dietz Farm Plan. It's a good looking house. Oh, here's one, Brook Meadow. It's a townhouse. I'm sure somebody living in this neighborhood would probably in the next year or so be looking to buy a single family home, right? So Brook Meadows one. Walden. Some of those people in the townhomes of Walden are tired of living next to one another. They want a little more space, right? So you might want to look at all the attached homes in Walden. Brandywine Village. I think that, let's see here. Okay. Brandywine Village. Daimler Manor. So I'm writing these down. okay? Pine Brook, definitely. There's a ton of homes in there. So Shelley, you see what I'm doing? I'm just getting names. Eagle Crossing. This one I think might be 55 plus. Mendenhall, the Courts of Brandywine. Mulberry Crossing, that's another good one. Okay. So I found several subdivisions within the same school district of up and coming neighborhoods that somebody could potentially go from that house to my Adam Lane. Okay, so I got all these names now of these neighborhoods. So now I just plug them in. Pine Brook, Daimler Manor, Mulberry Crossing, what else was there? Silver Creek, right across the street from us. Cross Creek, right? And so on and so on. So when I do that and I enter it here, okay, neighborhoods to prospect, when I go to sheet 2, see how it auto-filled Adam Lane? And then remember, one of the neighborhoods to prospect is Pine Brook. It auto-filled in Pine Brook for me. So day 6, I'm going to continue to telephone prospect Pine Brook. My just listed, just sold calls. Day 8, I have Daimler Manor. So when you give this to a seller and they look at it, what do they think? Do you know the area? Right? And you can change this to whatever you want to do on each day. But we incorporated this years ago just to give a seller an idea of what we do to get their home sold, other than put up the sign. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, on day 30, if it hasn't sold by then, evaluate activities with seller and present new updated marketing analysis. And that's when I go for the price reduction. Okay. Any questions? Emily, any questions? Hi, Sharon. Okay. Dave?
Hey, Con, yeah, so you don't always wait 30 days before you talk to them about a price reduction, do you? Because
No,
sometimes
it
if there's-
depends.
Okay,
Again, it just depends on the situation.
okay,
But if you're not getting any showings, you might want to escalate that call.
exactly, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But this is a very simple thing to use. You can change out the pictures and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a nice spreadsheet. I like that.
Yeah. So if you have a picture of another house, just plug and substitute. And this is what I go over when I'm with the client at the listing appointment, what I'm going to do. not about me, because they should already know about me when I gave them the pre-listing. Yeah, because that'll be the difference between you and the other agent. The other agent's still talking about them and you're talking about the house. Shelley, any questions?
No, that all looks really good. Impressed with that.
Yeah. So if you decide you want to sell a little further out and need help with that or whatnot, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to go through this exercise on a one-on-one level with you and help you get that listing. I'll even go on the listing appointment with you. Okay. Stacy, any questions? Any thoughts?
No, I think it looks great. I think that's a great idea to have that schedule already, and I'm impressed. So I think potential buyer or sellers would be also.
Yeah. And Mike, remember last year or 2 years ago when we went out to that listing in, was it Cornell? We didn't know the area. My goodness, that was Bucks County.
Right. Yep.
And we did the same thing with this and managed to get that listing. So it works. It'll make you look professional and ready. And that's what sellers want and feel comfortable with. Okay. So I'll send these things out with Brooks and this video. And by all means, feel free to use this and edit it any way you want. And if you need help, just give me a holler, okay? Well, thank you. And
Okay.
we'll continue a different lesson on Thursday. If anybody has any ideas or anything they want to cover, please feel free to send me an email, okay? I need ideas.
Okay,
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
thanks, Kong.